What is up, guys? Welcome to Jmurrayathletics podcast. This is going to be our first episode. We're sitting down with Fabio Rivera, founder and CEO of Rolling Stonerz, one of my favorite brands, located out of Connecticut, Waterbury, Connecticut, specifically. Fabio, why don't you introduce yourself, my friend?
What is up, guys? My name is Fabio Rivera. I am currently one of the founders and president of Rolling Stonerz. We are a infused combat sports tournament that has gracefully blessed the nutmeg state of Connecticut. And I'm so appreciative to have my John Murray. And I am really looking forward to talking with you today, bud.
How's it been, man? So I know we have a lot of things going on with Rolling Stonerz, but why don't we catch up real quick? Tell me what's going on.
Absolutely, man. Everything is going well. We are currently looking at our ninth Rolling Stoner show, debuting Sunday, October 20th. Going to be amazing. It's going to be adrenaline packed, show stopping athletes coming through to display a phenomenal event of jiu-jitsu and to show nothing but love to the cannabis consumption community, which I amazingly looking forward to bringing all of those two communities under one roof. And it is great. I'm looking forward to it.
So how'd this whole thing get started? You've been doing, so you're on the ninth event right now. I remember I've been coming since day one. It's become a must go to for me specifically. How did we get started? What inspired this whole thing? I know you and Mario have worked a lot. You've had the same people at every event. I know. I'm drawing a blank. Katie. I know Katie's been there. I want to say Jessica is the other girl, maybe.
Jess,
Uh,
Ash-
what is it?
Ashley.
Yes, yes. I'm sorry. I don't know why she looks like a Jessica to me.
No worries. Yeah, both of them are amazing. I have Miss Ashley Rivera, who is my front counter girl. She is amazing. She has helped me with countless media posts. She has helped me with my public relations a lot to help spread the word of Rolling Soners throughout the community. Shouts out to Miss Duty, who has always been as our top dog paramedic and our medical assistant to help us keep our athletes safe. As well as Big Mario Del Cruz. Shouts out to him for also being one of the co-founders of Rolling Stonerz, being the media director, and also being one of the organization directors. He has been a tremendous help, and I honestly could not be where I am at today here with you, John, without any of those people. So it's amazing to work among such like-minded, great folk like such.
Well, how did you guys get it started though? What was the major inspiration that started the first kicked you off?
Yeah, absolutely. So the biggest thing for me was I am a jiu-jitsu fanatic myself, as well as a cannabis connoisseur. And I always thought about the therapeutic uses and beneficial properties that cannabis consumption has been known for. We've been trying to consistently break that nefarious reputation that cannabis has always had. And what better way than to show how athletes can actually benefit from its properties in combat sports, such as jiu-jitsu. I understand that it's very useful for things such as pain management and recovery. I understand, however, because of the previous stigma and reputation it has received, unfortunately, a lot of people don't really feel comfortable with its publicity and understanding that it's okay and that it's okay to use it as a therapeutic sense of recovery. Unfortunately, I feel like it's still stigmatized as something that's negative. People see you as like a pothead or a reject or like of some sort who all that guy does is smoke
It's
weed.
kind of
And
it's interesting how pot is viewed almost like worse than alcohol. When you have so many alcoholics, you have so many issues with other drugs. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I think pot can be addictive, but at the same time, like it's not on par with a lot of other things. Like even kratom, which is completely legal, like it's legal in most, I believe, all states,
Yep.
is an opioid derivative, and yet pot is somehow worse than, like, needs to be regulated, whereas like kratom is not. It's really fucking odd.
Yeah, absolutely. When you go and talk about the sense of alcohol, I mean, it is been scientifically proven to be worse for you than cannabis. And yet we still have to deal with, alcoholic posters and media everywhere. However, we have to deal with a restriction when it comes to any type of usage, uh, information that we might want to post. It might be flagged, just because it's cannabis. Um, and talking about things like kratom, it's, as you said, it's opiate derived, and opiates have been scientifically proven to be way more addictive than a plant derived, way of consumption.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, I use pot a little bit for anxiety and PTSD. So like I find I use it in daily life. I mean, I'd argue that it's potentially addictive. Um, but yeah,
Which,
other
which
than that, yeah, I mean, it's mild comparably. Like you can still function as long as you're not like, I don't know, like doing like a whole fucking blunt before work. I mean, shit.
I mean,
Just
I mean, when it comes to using it responsibly, definitely one thing. I mean, can it be abused? Absolutely, anything could be abused. It could be anything that you consume, food, any type of beverage like alcohol, that could be abused. So there's definitely a type of limitation or responsibility that the consumer must foretake. Uh, However, I just feel that because it's been pushed so negatively, we forgot how positive it can really impact our lives.
no, for sure. So the tournament, we you guys infuse marrow or pot with jujitsu, and we've actually seen quite a few incredible athletes. I mean, some people might argue it's a what do you call it, a performance enhancing drug. Do you feel that's the case?
Absolutely not. I've heard countless arguments of such. Um, don't believe it is a performance enhancing drug. I don't believe that you get any type of energy from it, as such PEDs do for your body. I feel that cannabis has that more of that sedative than anything. For it to enhance your performance, I don't think so. Would it have restrictions to your performance? Absolutely, I
I
agree.
remember who was it? Jake. You guys had that one MMA fighter in the first event. I think it was Jake Consta something, some Italian name. I can't remember the last name. Maybe if you remember it. But I got way too fucking blitzed, and I ended up botching that match really fucking bad. And I remember the entire time, like, I'm like, damn, I'm way too baked for this shit. There was
Yeah.
no way. Like, that's why I kind of laugh when people say that. It's like, there's no way this is like a performance enhancing. I can't fucking function.
Yeah, exactly. I've been victim of countless practices. I'm not gonna say when, but definitely more than one time where I've been jiu-jitsu practice and I'm a little stoned, and when everybody's ready to go drill, I'm definitely a little bit paused at the moment, like, hey, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I had to stop actually. I stopped smoking before practice because like I realized like when I'm there, like, and I'm not on something, I'm more attentive. Whereas like when I'm smoking before class, like I feel like I'm a little more spacey. Like I'm following what's going on, but trying to ask me to remember it 5 seconds later is like impossible. Like don't ask me to do that.
Yeah,
So
I believe it or not, John, I am a little bit different. I feel that the cannabis actually helps me become more attentive. I feel that if showed a specific uh, and if I'm paying attention the way I should be, I kind of feel like it helps my drilling because I'm able to get those little specific details embedded in my mind. Oh, okay, that's how he's supposed to move, or that's how I'm supposed to move my foot, or push and pull, or you know, I think that it kind of aids me a little bit in that part.
that's it's interesting because depending on who you ask, I feel like you get a lot of different answers. There's like almost no one size fits all. Um, like
Absolutely. I mean, I'm no medical professional, but I definitely know that everybody's body chemistry is different. And that also means that the way that we break down components are different. It just makes sense that the way we react is different amongst us all. So as cannabis might not help somebody be more attentive, it might do the opposite for such else individual.
so we have the tournament coming up on the 9th. What matches are we looking forward to the most?
So definitely we have I approximately about seven amazing matchups set for October 20th. It is going to be amazing. I am looking forward probably to the my favorite one has got to be Ivan Alzona and our friend Basel Bash. He is both athletes have been Rolling Stonerz veterans in the past. And Ivan Alzona specifically has done nothing but been gracious to us every time that he performs. His performance is amazing.
That
As
kid
well
is a massive
as
supporter to the community. I think I met him at one of your events after I competed with him. Instantly came up to me, is like thanking me for the match. Is a super polite kid. Couldn't say nothing better about him. Like not nothing better, but like there's so many amazing things you could just say about that kid right there. And
yeah,
Bash has been with you guys for a minute as well. I'm pretty sure he was a headliner at one of the last few events, wasn't he?
yeah, he was. Last performance at Rolling Stoner's 8, our summer bash was amazing. It was killing. Like his consistent transition. I mean, he kept the crowd on his feet. When he thought he was got, he was not. That was the amazing. Is it the suspense that kid played unreal? And that's what we want to see at tournaments. We want to be on our feet. We want to get our hearts pumping, no matter how much weed we consumed.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a show if you can't get people engaged. And I think your lineups have really done a real good job with that. I think the last few matches have just been like real crazy. Like, if people want to go back and watch, we have the live stream up here on Jmurrayathletics. Go back to our previous lives. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think because a lot of times you're fucking high as fuck, you forget
Yeah,
everything. Um, but yeah, I they were. I'm trying to think back. Like I remember Nas's match. Nas has been traveling across the entire like freaking world. I think he was training in Colombia a little while ago, and I think like someplace in South Asia as well. So like he comes back, and every time he comes into the gym, he's just fucking wild. And
yeah,
it's been the same, and it's been like people like Nas at every single Rolling Stoners, and it's just been like high level, and that level has just been getting higher and higher, which is why like I don't really bother throwing my name out there anymore. It's like what am I gonna do?
absolutely. I mean, we have had somebody truly skilled like Nazmul pull up, man, and that kid is unreal. Like I saw him and he got ready to take on his opponent. Number one, the man is built like a fucking upside down pyramid. He is fit. shit. He looked like he could run like 2 marathons
Who
back to back.
who who were we talking about? Bash or Nas at this point?
No,
Oh yeah, yeah,
Nazmul.
yeah, 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 yeah.
That's his last name. He is freaking nasty, dude. He's when he sinks in a sub, I could just feel it. And like his display of jiu-jitsu fascinating to watch as well. And I, like you said, the kid traveled to Colombia. He's traveled all over the place. So I'm sure he's picked up some nasty tactics along the way, you know?
Dude, I remember when he first started, I was like able to compete with him, and now like it's like I roll with him for fun, but like there's nothing I can fucking do to the kid anymore. Like he's like excelled way past me, and it's kind of crazy watching a lot of these athletes do the same thing, and that's why like I've taken, like I said before, it's like I took a huge step back, and why we're here podcasting and not competing.
Yeah, no, it's
Um,
we need podcasters too to give us the daily up news and updates. But I mean, you supported us in the past, John. We've got your matches on tape too. The skill is there. It's fine, clear, and it's in print. So
I
that's
can
one
take
thing.
some street thugs. That's all we need.
Yeah, yeah, but that's the one. That's the beauty of jiu-jitsu. It's like riding a bike. You never truly fucking forget. So
That's
it
true.
takes
That's true.
a person to step on the mats always. A lot of people say they will, and not a lot of people really do that.
So, how did we end up at a VFW? You guys started with the gym. I'm not even bothered naming the guy. I'm fuck him. Um, and we ended up at a church after you guys ended up at a church after that. I think that was the first time I live streamed for you, and then you guys ended up at a VFW. Like that's a wild ride. Well, the banquet hall was between that, but like how do you get like how does a stoner community get like gigs like that?
I mean, to be honest, man, it's all about delegation. It really is all about the love of the community as well. I went up to the representatives of EFW 1979. It shouts out to you, by the way. Um, and I explained to them the situation, like, hey, we're jujitsu potheads who, just want a safe space to do our thing and run our jitsu even. And they were like, look, it's very unorthodox. It's but we understand it's moderate. It's life changing. And them being veterans, have been consumers themselves. So it was awesome to have them agree, like, hey, let's give this a try. And they have said nothing but spectacular of it, such. So and plus they're looking forward to the next one.
Which
So
is wild. I mean,
awesome.
and that's a great space though too, especially for the outdoor events. But winter's coming up. You guys got big plans for what comes afterwards. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, we're gonna finish up the year doing this ninth one. We're gonna let the winter, take a break a little bit. I'm gonna do some myself, focus on training a little bit. And we're just gonna plan more for next year. We have a lot bigger and better things coming next year. It's gonna be our 10th event, as well as the release of our second Cops versus Stoners event, which, if you guys remember, watching the fifth one was a massive showdown. It was amazing.
I think you guys had more spectators at that event than any of the other ones, to be honest with you. Like thinking back on it, like there were not enough seats in that place.
Absolutely, dude. For such an unorthodox event, finding two communities where we really thought would be under even the same roof just made it that.
So, you said I think who won the last tournament? Was it the cops?
The Cops won, man, 4-1. So we had team.
Ouch.
It was five, off police officers who were off duty, who do train off time, against five of our stoners. and they came in and won 4-1, man. Four matches out of their five, and complete.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, the Stoners let us down, but they gave them one hell of a ride, and at the end, boys in blue kind of took that one. So,
Now for those events, does you guys give a portion of that to like any police organizations, or how's that work?
absolutely. So when it comes to supporting our community, not only do we accept everybody who comes in and supports us, but we also like to give back as well. So when we have a themed event like Cops versus Donors, we look forward organizations who support us as well. And we were able to give a very nice donation to Adopt a Cop BJJ. They're a foundation derived in Virginia, and
Okay.
the organization basically helps fund law enforcement personnel to get BJJ, to basically, get their skills, keep sharpening their skills for, uh, their job. And I think that's very, very important. We're happy to, support them.
That's awesome though. Like there's something beautiful in that. I mean, just like like I said, going back to that stigma situation. It's really it comes back to breaking down those barriers, and you really do bring that full circle, which is beautiful.
Yes, sir.
And let's see. Um, trying to think of my next question. I'm running out here.
No, it's good, man. I mean, to even further on it, it's just I fell victim when I was a teenager to multiple possession charges of cannabis, which at the time I knew I was in the wrong for. However, I also looked at cannabis like, hey, why am I, getting in this much for a plant, for something that's medicine to most people, to something where I'm not anybody or hurting anybody, when I'm using it, compared to most people who drink alcohol and result in domestic violence, or somebody who opiates and go out and rob somebody. You won't find that with cannabis, and that I'm here to really try to break that stigma, to bring those communities together so that it can be beneficial for all of us.
No, for sure. And I mean, I'm fortunate enough that I've never actually been stopped or anything with cannabis. I think the
Right.
closest situation I had was one time me and my boy were actually it's the first time I fucking did dabs. I
I,
was got in the car with this kid, and my boy Caleb comes out with the fucking rig and all this shit, and it's like I've never in my life seen this. So I'm like, okay, what is this? He pulls out some oils. I'm like, listen, dude, I don't do anything but pot. He's like, no, 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 this is pot. This is pot. This is the purest form of pot. You'll love it. You'll love it.
yeah,
It's like, all
yeah,
right, whatever, whatever. So I fucking pulls out a fucking torch, and I'm like, fuck is this shit?
yeah. What the heck?
He's fucking lighting it. He's lighting it. I'm fucking dying. So we go for a ride. I don't know if you know Albany area at all, but we're over on Wolf Road,
Very nice.
and I don't even know if I should say this. I'm probably like incriminating myself. So we're driving around, and this kid rear ends someone,
Oh,
and he doesn't even fucking realize what's going on. Like he's so fucking out of it. Homie rear-ended this girl 3 times in a row, like thump once. All right, nothing. Thump. Nothing. Like we're going 5 miles an hour, right? So it's not like a boom, boom, it's like a just a little love tap to the back of the bumper. And he hits it a third time, and eventually like I just throw my arm across him. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Stop. Um and he's like, he's realized he just fucking hit this bitch.
yeah.
I I grabbed my shit and I dipped. I did.
Dab,
I grabbed everything out of the car that I could, and I just dipped.
dabs will do that to you. Like the first time I ever took a dab, I was like, wow, this is like me smoking again for the first time ever. 16-year old, like amateur. What is this, dude? And dabs are the only thing I know where their setup is longer than the actual consumption.
Yo, facts. It fucking
Like,
takes forever though.
yeah, you got to grab everything, the rig, you got to heat it up, you got to grab the torch, and it's by that time I'm 2 joints in,
Yo, who would have thought rolling papers would be quicker?
Yeah, right. Like this, it's crazy. I mean, what was your favorite way back in high school to smoke?
So actually, fun fact for you. I was a clean ass. I was like straight edge up until
Uh,
let's see. I wasn't 20. Was Yeah, it might have been 20. I might have been up until I was 20. I didn't smoke. I didn't drink. I
that's
actually got my first job after high school, and I remember talking to one of my coworkers. I'm not gonna name names here, but I remember asking him like, "Yo, you're going to the liquor store? Can you get me something?" He's like, "What do you want?" I was like, "I don't fucking know. I don't drink. Grab me something." Grabs me fucking bourbon or some shit. I think it was Old Smuggler. No, 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 it wasn't. It's like some Kentucky bourbon or something. I don't even remember now. But
Kentucky bourbon. That sounds dangerous.
yeah, I feel like he was trying to like be like, don't drink, but at the same time, I ended up loving bourbons and whiskeys.
Really? That'll put a few hairs on your chest, my friend.
I think the best. I love old fashions now, and I think the best old fashioned I ever had was actually at the Waterbury Marriott. No lie. I don't know how they're doing it there. However, they're mixing their drink there, but it's on point. It does it right.
Really? I've got to trip over there then.
So damn, I hate my fucking brain sometimes. I just fucking draw blanks.
It's all good, man. That's what we're here for.
Should fucking smoke another blunt.
That'll help, man. That'll definitely help. But I mean, there's so much about me. I mean, while you're gathering your thoughts, let's really quick, summarize John Murray here, who,
Oh god, let's not do that.
stage the first and second Rolling Stoners without hesitation took
Oh man,
on, came up to me and said, "Bob, I want a match. How many? I don't care." John went in there and just sampled some of the greatest hard jiu-jitsu I have personally seen. So I'm just asking you this, my friend. When are you going to get back on another card? When are we going to show the founder of Jmurrayathletics on a Rolling Stoner's card? When can we expect that?
I don't know if anyone wants to see me grapple. I'm trash. Like I keep I see people say like all the time, it's like you're not that bad. You're not that bad. Can you name the last time John Murray won? You can't. It doesn't
Oh, man,
happen.
that was a bold statement there, friend.
Nah, man, listen, I'm just being honest. Like, realistically, I don't train as much as I should. A lot of this sport, like especially on the competitive level, comes down to like how much you want to put into this. And unfortunately, like I got the brand on the side. I'm writing, I'm trying to support the community in other ways, and that takes up a lot of my time. Um, I mean, until the business really makes enough money that like I can quit my job, a lot of this comes down to you know how much time I can expend. Um, I would love to get back in the ring just for the kicks of it. Like I love competing, I love rolling, but it's just not something I can see myself doing, like putting that much time or energy into right now. You
Okay.
know what I mean? Like like for you, like you guys do the events once every 6 months, every 3 months, something like that. So you guys got some time to work on things. Like when we do the coverage of your events, like I feel pressured to get that out as soon as possible. So like I'm going home and I'm immediately, trying to type up, but then like I got to work on like our regular articles, so like tips, or say we're talking about something to the effect of, health, or we're talking about a hike, or we're talking about any other thing. Excuse me. And it ends up being like taking up so much of my time. It's unfortunate, but it's the sad reality of like the situation at the time. It's like
Nah,
if you want to be successful in something, and you got to put the appropriate amount of time into it. And I've kind of picked and choosed my battles, and I'm trying to pick them wisely. You know what I mean?
absolutely, man. I personally think that number one, that's very intellectual of you to come to that, decision in your life. I think that that's unfortunately a decision that people have a while to understand that they have that option, at any time in their life. I mean, see that you have, that open mind to do so. Um, and I agree. Like, how dedicated really are you to something? We talk about, athletes who want to win tournaments, and it's like, all right, how much do you want to win? Do you want to win the week of, or are you just trying to win in general? Because you winning in life, and always having that mentality that you're going to get ready for something every single day that you wake up is going to, help you get to that podium, to get to that first place winners podium. Um, when
It's
I
a
see,
mission. Like
yeah,
there's
your passion, into doing, your articles and your tips, man, that just shows how bad you want it. It also shows the success rate that you're going to have as well. I personally think that uh, without struggle there is no progress. And you're as you get your stuff done and you feel pressured, it's just going to add to your end.
Oh, for sure. I think the more what's weird is it's weird because like we've been piling more and more things onto Jmurrayathletics. Like we just started this podcast, we doing the live stream, we got the articles, we do reviews, and the more I have, it's weird because like I'm like already backlogged on so much shit. But like at the same time, it's like I gotta do more. I gotta do this. I gotta add this. I gotta do that. We gotta keep putting more on the
Never,
pile.
right?
You can't stop. And like when with these competitors, like you have people on my team. Like I'm gonna name a few. Jordan Scrum, who competed at your event, Rolling Cops versus Stoners. I highly recommend trying to get him again. But you should.
Jordan,
There's also this kid Tavon Thompson on our team, and both these dudes are in the gym every single day, every single day. T's traveling right now, I think, to Jersey with another team, trying to work on his sparring and his hands because he's just went pro. And it's like I'm watching these dudes, and it's like I can't keep up with you even if I wanted to right now. Like,
yeah,
so
absolutely.
it's like I'm
the
not
pro-
even gonna get in your way.
the progress of some of these athletes is just outstanding. The progression is through the roof. And to understand, like somebody like Mr. Strom, when or when they make it big, they're on that big stage. I wait to look at it like, wow, I used to have that guy on my Rolling Stoner's one time. Like that's amazing. And, I'm just that's my goal, is to have that in my mind. Like,
I have a
guys,
feeling at some point, if you keep growing at the rate you're growing, you're gonna have a situation where you're gonna have the big names under your brand or your label, where it's not even gonna be like, oh, yo, I had that guy. No, I have that guy. You
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. I mean, you know, all of our athletes that have considered us, man. I'm always try to do my best to support them. Just because they looked at something that's very unorthodox and not as common, in the area. They gave it a chance, and I just can only show my gratitude by wishing them the best, checking on progress, and helping them any way I can in their journey.
And I think you're doing a great job. I mean, you guys just started offering the commission for the ticket sales. I mean, there's a lot of bigger promotions who don't even do that, which I think is ridiculous.
Absolutely.
I think
I
it's a little rough that you have to like if you're paying athletes or you're paying or if people are paying to get in and it's not donation based, there's a commission issue. At least in New York State, I know there is. I don't know what the legality is in Connecticut or elsewhere, but um, yeah, I think it's ridiculous that you need a commission involved at that point. I mean, granted, I think the commission should be involved either way, but it's almost like they're only getting involved when there's money involved, which seems a little messed up in my opinion.
Oh, of course. That's that's the foundation. I think that's built many businesses. Is, they look at a lot of things. They wait till the money's involved, and when they're gonna want to stick their hand in it. But when it comes to the commission of athletes, man, I think about it like all these jiu-jitsu players, they pay for a jiu-jitsu. They pay for the latest gear. They, try to eat as healthy, and all that stuff costs money, and when they consider our tournament, I want to give them the opportunity to feel like an athlete, so they want them to feel like they can sell themselves, to promote themselves, to become their own entrepreneur, selling tickets, hey, no matter regardless of my rank, white belt, blue belt, black belt, I got tickets, come watch me fight, come support me. And I want them to feel like that, as well as getting a fair commission as well. The amount that they put in is the amount that they should also be returned with.
Oh no, for sure, facts. It's again, it's just hard to see that some of these people aren't getting what they're worth, and it's unfortunate. I think that's kind of how the whole Craig Jones thing started, which is kind of created quite the theatrical upset. Um, I I was watching. I don't know if you seen any of the clips from the Craig Jones Invitational.
100%. I mean, Craig Jones is not only one of the funniest individuals I've ever seen in the jiu-jitsu game, but also a very, very smart man. He took something and said, hey, let me make a promotion where athletes are going to actually feel like athletes, like professionals, and get paid for the sport that they actually put all the time into it. And how are you going to hate on a guy like that, man, who's just there trying to pave a way for up and coming talent?
I I
That's
I
spectacular.
think it's kind of what is it? Some of the extra he did. Was it? Did he like he grabbed Gabby Garcia's face or something like that and kissed her?
Yeah.
He kissed Shrek.
Look, man. I mean, it definitely was probably one of the funniest clips I've ever seen on the internet ever. But I mean, you gotta shout out to both of them for being great sports about it too.
Did you see his guard jump too afterwards?
No, I didn't see that one.
Go look up their mat. Go watch their match and watch him guard jump her. No, it was terrible. I wouldn't be laughing if I didn't think Gabby Garcia could defend herself, but like the whole situation was messed up.
Yeah, I watched I watched most of the match, and it looked like he was in control the entire time. It looked like he was just waiting the clock.
Not to set any controversy, but does that mean that the top men could always beat the top women in grappling?
Um,
Do we want to answer that question?
man, when it comes to science, I'm a big believer in looking at somebody's physical attributes first before I can make that determination. So I would have to really look at the stats on that one.
That's a wise answer.
Yeah, I try
It's a
to be
very wise answer.
good with that one.
I'm gonna say my piece on it. I definitely think the top men are always gonna beat the top women. It's not anything controversial in my opinion. Because it comes down to the basic science of the matter. The top women are always gonna beat the average male though. That I for sure believe.
Oh yeah.
I've definitely been beat by some women before, been choked out. It's not like it happens. It definitely happens.
Yeah. Have you ever seen like when, those really like, close-minded guys walk into the gym for the first time and they roll with a girl and they're like, "Yeah, don't worry, I'll go easy." And then the girl's over there just choking them out. And you feel so
I haven't
bro.
seen this, but I would love to.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's so funny. It's so funny. It's ominously great to watch.
I love people who say, "I see red."
Oh,
Only see red. It's
I
like,
see red belts. Yeah, those guys are funny.
if you're only seeing red, I would see a doctor.
Yeah. Oh, doctor. Dude, I always feel like, anybody who antagonizes and wants to fight somebody, just like, yeah, let's just go. Is just like, dude, you're not being a smart individual, are you?
I mean, I'm with it.
I'm with it.
I mean, I
After,
got the gloves in the car at all times. I'm down.
shit, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. Oh,
I,
if you got gloves in the car, a real craftsman never leaves without his tools. So
Facts, man. Like, I mean, I'm always down for a fair brawl. Let me rephrase that. I'm not trying to do some random street fight, but like anytime someone wants to spar, I think I showed up at 10th Planet. I was just there for one of my races. Like I was running in the city that weekend, and I showed up at 10th Planet NYC, and I was just waiting for the jiu-jitsu class to start, and there was a guy kind of going through like almost MMA drills, and he came up to me before the class. He's like, "You want to roll?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." Had no idea who this guy was. It was the Holy Wrangler. I don't know his actual name. I just know his Instagram tag. Hold on, actually, maybe I can pull it up. I'll find out who this motherfucker was. But
don't tell me he was like some top titan that came down from the heavens and washed you up.
dude,
Was it one of those
he
scenarios? Because we've
n-
all been in one of those scenarios.
nah, he was mad. It was mad cool. Very respectful. Gave me some pointers at the end, but I'm not. I can't find him. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, yeah,
Have
he
you
was.
ever been in that situation though? You ever walked into a gym and the guy's like, "Hey, you want to roll?" Not knowing who this guy is, comes to find out he's like one of the coaches or like one of the pro MMA fighters that's there every single day, and he's just there to test your skills and see tap you out. Fucking love them.
No,
This
we
guy,
every so often you get someone. I mean, you might get someone in the gym who thinks they're better than they are. I'm more one of those like at this point like I butt scoot, drop down the guard and just kind of scoot. I ain't gonna try and take it down. I got thrown once and my AC joint got torn. So like since then like I don't fuck with someone who's a wrestler. Like I ain't gonna play with that. Like if I don't think I can take you down, I'm just gonna sit down. Um but
the
yeah,
wise answer.
occasionally you get a spazzy ass person who's just like trying to like jump over you or something. It's like I just go with the flow. I don't try to even fight it.
Yep, yep. Fun times with wrestlers.
I figure worst case scenario, if someone comes into the gym and someone chokes me out and like won't stop, hopefully someone else in the gym will stop it. Like I
I'm sure.
I have I trust my team enough to believe that, so like I'm not really too concerned about people like that. Traveling though, like when I visit other gyms, that's something that does like kind of I keep an eye out for is anyone who might be overly aggressive. Fortunately though, most of the gyms I've been to Matt Serra's on Long Island, I've been to 10th Planet, New York City. We visited hold on, it'll come to me. TriStar in Montreal, and I visited. Hold on. Oh, Jiu Livre, which is a Luda Livre, um, jiu-jitsu hybrid gym. And honestly, everywhere I go, it's been always been mad respectful. I've never had any issues. Like you hear these horror stories of people like, "Oh, I'm gonna get that guy. I'm gonna get that." Might be
Yeah.
you. Like if you go in there with a chill attitude and you're just like, yo, I'm just here to learn something. I'm just here to talk, hang out and do some chill rolls. If normally when I'm traveling and I'm visiting a place, I'm there for a race. So like I don't fuck with leg shit. So like I'll tell people straight up is like, listen, I'm here for a race. Like if you grab the leg, I'm just gonna tap. You don't have to yoke it. Like I'm not gonna fight you. Um, Most people are receptive. I
Yeah.
rarely see an issue, honestly. I mean, I guess it also might depend on where you go. I mean, have
Yeah.
you experienced that?
I've definitely experienced those people who, are considerate. They are like, hey, are any injuries, anything that I should be aware of before we roll. I definitely, that to take that into consideration, into, as an athlete. So that's very awesome to them. I just be like, no, good, no, I'm good. We can continue rolling forever. Um, but then you will come across those guys who I kind of feel like, they'll overly be aggressive. They'll shake your hand, they'll dap you up real quick and be like, "Are you okay? You okay?" And you'll be like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm fine. It's whatever." And then do it again, and then shake your hand, and then just be like, I'm sorry," and then do it again, and then like they need to be humble. Those type of guys, I get it that they're overly, you know, eager to win and by any means us, but like, you know, it's like, dude, like settle the fuck down, dude. Like,
What kind
uh,
of what kind of gold medal do you get for winning in training?
exactly. That's the big thing. In a competition, it's one thing. It's training is a whole different thing. We're trying to, train 4 more days out of the week, and you can't really do that if you're going, 100% and trying to rip this guy's knee apart.
No, for sure. And
You're
like depending on where you are, like if you're traveling, depending on how you're traveling and shit, I mean, you fuck up the wrong leg, they can't drive home.
they can't even get up the stairs to their home, dude. They can't shower correctly,
Oh,
without saying it hurts.
you want to talk about not being able to get up the stairs? When I did the New York City Marathon, man, ooh, the
Wow.
first time I did that shit, I did not train. I I could not walk.
That,
I The legs were like straight out. Like you could not. It was like
that was pretty. Yeah.
chopsticks, fucking chopstick walking.
That's funny, man.
Oh,
Times have you done so?
two, only two so far. Where'd you go, my friend?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait, wait, wait. There we go. I'm messing with. Oh,
You're all good. You're all good.
almost fell.
Yeah, no, I did it. I did it twice. First time 2018, second time was 2023,
Wow.
and I don't want to do it again. I I I
It
I
was
only did it. I only did it the second time because well, the first time I did it, I pushed my pace down to a 130, and I broke my half record. Let's put it that way. Pulled a 130 half.
wow.
And was in the 20-mile mark where my legs seized up, and I don't know if you ever had your muscles like contract where like they're like fully tight and like you can't like bend your leg anymore. And that's pretty much what happened with my right leg. It seized up entirely, and it might have been lack of water, might have been lack of nutrients, lack of training. It could have been any number of things, but I was dead set on doing it again and actually like finishing. So the second time I went in, I was like, it's like I'm gonna do this fucking shit. I'm gonna fucking do this shit. And there's no way I'm not like completing it in a professional manner. Like it was like I completed the first one. I did like a 4:30, 4 hour 30 minute, which isn't terrible. But like I was like, I'm going to have a 3 hour marathon. Fuck you if you tell me no.
Yeah.
Um, we didn't get there. We didn't get. Let me preface this by saying I did not do that. Um, However, I did knock 30 minutes off my marathon time. I got down to 4 hours, and I completed it consistently. I wanted to cry, but I completed it.
Wow. That's it, dude. I mean, just to finish a marathon, like, wow. Let alone doing one is impeccable. And it shows just such a great deal of athleticism, and heart, and commitment. And
It's it's
hands down,
crazy. It's mental. It's all mental, man.
I believe it, man. Your mental capabilities will depict your physical capabilities. I'm a very big believer in that as well.
It's one of those things where when you're moving, I don't know if you had this experience in jiu-jitsu at all, but when you're moving, there are moments where you just want to stop. Where your brain wants to tell you to, it's good, you're done. Like, you don't have to do this, man. You can stop right now. Like, you can stop right now, go into those lines and just walk onto the next subway, and you go home and you can chill and smoke a blunt, have a few drinks, sit down. But you can't let the little voice inside the head like win. And it's
Right.
like
Right.
you're
That there is going to determine how your mental capabilities right there. Like, are you strong enough to say no to that voice? Are you are you consistent enough, to be to tell that little voice, hey, no, I'm not giving up on myself. I'm gonna keep going.
that little voice is a bitch.
Oh yeah, a little bit. And that LB voice, a little bitch voice.
It is though. I mean, I'm thinking on jujitsu moments where I've had that actual moment. Do you remember when me and Nate Franklin went at it? I think it was the second or third event,
Absolutely.
and he
That was
had me
got
trapped in a mother.
there.
He had me trapped in a buggy choke. I didn't even
And
know what a buggy choke was at that time.
there
I
we've
think
got a big shot of it too. I mean, a nice picture. I gotta find it. But
well, what's funny is like I'm trapped underneath him. I'm like, what the fuck is even going on? I heard someone say buggy choke. I'm like, what the fuck is a buggy choke?
yeah,
and
it was amazing because it looked so locked in. And I
it
remember
was.
your patience, and you just waited for that correct opportunity, man, for him to loosen up and get out of it. I was like, wow, the persistence on this guy is unreal.
I learned at a young age from I think it was from the domestic abuse I went through as a kid, but like I learned at a young age, like, just don't stop. Just keep moving forward and you'll be fine. Like, everything will be fine. Just keep moving forward. And I was under the impression, like, unless I thought I was gonna go to sleep, like, what the fuck, you just gonna sit here? I mean, like, it's an EBI, like, it's gonna go into overtime. It's like there's no time limit. I mean, there's a kind of a time limit, but like, unless he subs me, he doesn't win. So just sit
Yep.
here. And eventually, like, I think I piked up and I felt him like start to slide off. So I was just like, oh, okay. So like, I was like, what would Gordon Ryan do? It's like, shimmy, 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 shimmy.
Shimmy. I mean, those are wise techniques from one of the greatest, and no, might as well.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you just gotta shimmy, shimmy, shimmy in life,
Shit
and the
helps.
problem just falls off. Uh, all right. Well, we're coming up on an hour. Do you have any last words for our wonderful viewers?
Absolutely. Just October 20th, guys, Sunday. I know you guys, it's the Lord's Day, but it is also the Jitsu's Lord's Day. So definitely come down to Rolling Stonerz 9 and support the tremendous um athletes that are coming up in New England, and show them some love to the greatest promotion out there. Rolling Stonerz 9, October 20th. I would love to see you guys there. Let's smoke a blunt together and talk about jiu-jitsu.
All right. Thank you for watching, guys. Until next time, stay blessed.
Thank you, John. Appreciate your time, brother.
Later, man.